Hi everyone and welcome back to my Canada Immigration Explore YouTube channel. In this video, I would like to talk about how to rent your first apartment in Canada. Many newcomers to Canada choose to rent accommodations versus buying property upon their arrival. Finding a new home can be stressful, so this article will provide the basics for you to understand the process of renting in Canada. Let's understand now how to find your rental. You can search for rentals on your own through various online and in-person methods. Sites like condos.ca, Padmapper and Zumper will show you the available accommodations available in different neighborhoods and at what price. You can also hire a realtor or real estate agent that will support you in finding a place. One of the easiest ways to find rental housing is to visit the area you would like to live and look for rent signs on houses or buildings. You can then call the phone number provided or ask the building manager about the rental options. It is important to consider where you want to live. Some factors worth considering in this process are the average costs of rentals in a particular area, public transportation options, commute times, proximity to schools, your work, grocery stores, etc., parking and crime rates. Let's talk about what kind of organized essential documents required for that. To be able to rent a place in Canada, you will have to provide certain documents to prove you can afford rent and will pay on time. Landlords may ask for an employment letter with your salary details, a credit report, references from previous landlords, bank statements, photocopies of IDs. It may be difficult to meet these requirements after just moving to Canada. However, there are a few options or tips to help you find a rental unit without credit history or a job letter. Let's talk about tips for finding a rental. If you have yet to find a job, showing sufficient funds that will cover more than a few months of rent will likely help your case. This will demonstrate your reliability as a tenant. You can speak with your bank, who may be able to provide a letter indicating that you have the required funds to pay rent. Another option is to find a guarantor or co-signer. A guarantor or co-signer is someone who agrees to pay rent on your behalf if you are unable to. Being a guarantor or co-signer is legally binding, and they are usually family or close friends. Each province has legal guidelines about rent deposits that a tenant is required to pay before moving in. For example, in Ontario, renters are required to pay first and last month's rent. If you are missing important documents like an employment letter, you can offer a few more months of rent up front, which can incentivize a landlord to accept your rental application over another person. However, landlords are not allowed to ask for this kind of money up front, and it is entirely up to you to offer it if you are comfortable with it. It is important to note that landlords are not allowed to ask you for your social insurance number, SIN. In addition, they cannot inquire about your ethnic background, religion, marital status, or sexual preferences. You can also look for individually owned or basement apartment rentals. Apartments that are owned by an individual landlord versus a property management company may have a much simpler application process. For apartments located in large rental buildings, the process can be very strict in terms of credit and employment verification. Individual landlords may be more flexible when it comes to your situation. Now, let's talk about signing the lease agreement. The lease is the legal document that describes the terms that you and your landlord have agreed to. It will likely indicate the amount of rent you are required to pay each month, how you are to pay rent each month, by check, direct deposit, the dates of your lease, rules about the rental, smoking, pets, the conditions for ending or canceling your lease, the conditions about subleasing, what repairs are your responsibility, what happens at the end of your lease. Since a lease is a legally binding document, you should make sure you understand it in its entirety before signing. Once you have signed the lease, you may need to transfer utilities like hydro to your name from the past tenants or from the landlord. Finally, upon receiving the keys, you can move into your new home. In the end, I would like to request you please like the video and subscribe Canada Immigration Explore YouTube channel, and also share this video to your friends and family members for Canada immigration updates. Thank you. See you in the next video. Take care.